is Marla Fernandez, and I'm here today to talk about the basic principles of our government. Let's start with a quote by John Marshall. The people have an original right to establish for their future government such principles as, in their opinion, shall most conduce to their own happiness. All of our government are organized and do their work according to certain basic principles. Let's explore those principles. We cannot be good citizens if we don't know and understand those principles. All American citizens should know these basic principles. Our Constitution is built on basic principles. The basic principle is that Americans govern themselves and they elect representatives to manage the government. The people have the final authority. The people can govern themselves because God governs their behavior. The politicians, the officers, and everyone who works for the government are agents of the people. Everyone who works in government works for the people who voted for the people who represent them. In many foreign countries, the people have no real way to say how to run their government. The laws and the taxes are fixed by some person or group or persons at the head of the government. In China, in Russia, the people absolutely have no right to say or run their government. The government gives the people their liberties and their justice as they see fit. It pays little or no attention to the wishes of the people. The people are not governed by their representatives. And actually, the representatives are not governed by the people. America is different. In many countries, the central government uses their authority as they see fit. It tells other governments what authority they may use. But this is not how the United States is run. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. The Constitution divides up the power between the nation and the states. The Constitution also declares our rights. The rights that the government may not trespass over. The Constitution says that the federal government is limited and should be relimited. And no, we cannot change the Constitution just because we want to change it. Our system has worked well for over 250 years. Let me reiterate here, the Constitution is the highest law of the land. No treaty or federal law may supersede it. Only those treaties and laws that are pursuant to the Constitution are the law of the land. No person is above the law. Our government is a government of laws, and what that means is that our government follows God's law. Americans are more free than anybody in the whole entire world. It does not matter whether you are rich or poor, we're all equal and we're all free. We believe in America that all persons should be as free as we are. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor. Liberty means the liberty of others as well as that of self. Liberty is not complete. Experience has proved that we cannot enjoy liberty unless we also respect the liberty of others. For every right that we have, there is also the duty to some other person or persons. We are free to vote when we qualify. We may not like the way our neighbors vote, but we have to respect their right to vote. If you qualify, this right to vote is equal. Our politicians do not get their office because they were born to a certain family or they have so many endorsements or they have more money than you. Persons with equal votes have elected them to office. I question whether people of equal votes is voting and is qualified to vote. Don't you? One of the most basic principles that I believe is lost today is that the government shall protect the people in the use of their rights. Many of the rights are set out in the Bill of Rights and the state constitutions. We are free in our right to speak, write, and print our opinions. Those rights are important in a Republican system. We also demand that the government protect us in the use of those rights. And today, the government has failed to protect us in the use of our right to speak. We have platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, Nextdoor, Facebook, Twitter before Elon Musk, that violate our right to speak, write, and publish whatever we want. The government cannot take our life, liberty, or property except in a manner provided by law. We are the masters of our home. A politician, an officer, or anybody who works for the government cannot search our houses or take our property without a written order from the government. And the government cannot punish us for a crime without a fair trial in an open court. The founding fathers of the Constitution knew that changes would have to be made. But they also knew that men can be corrupted. Article 5 sets out a way to amend the Constitution. But it also says that only those amendments that are pursuant to the Constitution are valid. 27 amendments have been added to the Constitution. The government and everybody who works for the government are servants of the people. The government is organized to serve the people. The people in America are not servants of the government or slaves of the government. The doors of our servants are always open. The people can always make their voices heard and their needs known. It is their government. The people can change it as long as they follow the rules. The representative and the officers do not govern the people. The laws that they make govern the people. God governs the people. The people govern themselves. The Constitution governs the government. We have a government of the people, by the people. Thank you very much.